I have purposely stayed away from political issues on my channel, but I'm from DC and my family for many generations are from around the DMV. What now has many Washingtonians worried is that our new president has a strong desire to get rid of our elected mayor and city council members. Trump has said he doesn't like the way DC has been run, and he's made the promise that he's going to take over the leadership of our city. Days ago, Representative Andy Ogles, a Republican from Tennessee, and Senator Mike Lee, a Republican from Utah, introduced a bill to Congress called the Bringing Oversight to Washington and Safety to Every Resident Act, or the Bowser Act. Of course, this is a snarky dig at DC Mayor Muriel Bowser and the City Council, accusing them of being incapable of managing the city. DC has been notably gentrifying for the last 20 years, and the price for everything has gone up. During some of Trump's campaign rallies, he said that he and his administration was going to stop crime in DC. I don't trust him to do that. I believe his administration would target all DC residents that don't look like him and just label everybody a criminal. Once he's locked up all the melanated DC residents, he can invite all his billionaire friends to come in and take over the city. It really wouldn't be recognizable then. The DC crime data has the DC crime rate on the rise since 2013. But take a look at 2023 and 2024. The crime rate across the board has decreased. Mayor Bowser and the council appointed Pamela Smith as our new police chief in November 2023. As you can see, that next year, the crime rate has gone down. Mayor Bowser has done quite a few ribbon cuttings for new affordable housing and homeless shelters, so the homeless encampments have decreased, although forcibly. 1 year after DC launched a pilot program to clear the homeless encampments, 72% of those in the pilot program have received housing. The CARE program focused on 4 of the largest encampments in DC and offered some residents 1-year leases with the intentions of moving them into permanent housing. From the 4 sites around DC, 100 of the 139 eligible people received leases, according to Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services, Wayne Turnage. The remaining 39 people either opted out of the pilot program, no longer resided at the encampment, or are still working with outreach to find housing. Mr. Turnage said residents were moved from the streets to housing in 86 fewer days on average compared to the city's normal process. Only residents who had been on a list of individuals waiting for housing were offered leases, so the pilot program didn't account for everybody living in these tents. Christina Giles, a 43-year-old woman, lived in a tent for 2 years after leaving her marriage. She told Axios that through the pilot program she found a transitional apartment and then learned she qualified for Section 8 housing and was able to renew her lease and stay in her apartment. But leases for those people in transitional housing expired in 1 year, and the moving into permanent housing had been slow, but still possible. So I'm wondering how Trump figures he'll move this process faster. What he'll do is move like a bulldozer to clear out all the homeless encampments just for appearance sake. Would he actually move people into homes, or just move them to a new street corner? DC Shadow Representative Oye Oyoliwa has said, this isn't the first time the Home Rule Act has faced challenges. This time, with Trump in office and the GOP control, we're far more concerned than we were ever before. However, Mr. Oyoliwa expressed a heightened concern this time. With the Republican-controlled Congress and Senate, He's warning us that efforts to revoke DC's self-governance has been ongoing for years, but this bill poses a significant threat to DC's future, potentially stripping the city of its mayor and council. Mr. Owoliwa said, "We don't have the luxury of just waiting and seeing what happens. We have to go out, rise up." If there was truly a march on Washington, it would be one of only Washingtonians rising up against a man trying to throw our city back more than 50 years. Yes, we're tired of progress happening so slow, but it happens. What we don't want is progress halted and tangled in knots, so a bunch of rich people wanting to find a new playground in our city. Being that Trayon White was recently expelled from the city council by the city council for charges of bribery, and his trial is set for 2026, it doesn't give our elected officials a good look. But let me remind you, the case has not gone to trial yet. With Trump wanting to turn the Gaza Strip into a resort town with a Trump hotel in it, and dozens of legal convictions under his belt, I don't trust a criminal to help anybody but himself. I'm part of that 92% of women that voted against him, and I see the Trump tornado coming for DC. What do you think about Trump and all his executive decisions? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm Dickie D, your DC tour guide, and I don't like what's coming to Washington.